Although to me, it looks like there should be something here. There's like a hole.
Are you missing something, Steve?
I know I'm not missing anything. I assume it's probably something like connected into it from the other side, but there's just like a hole, and I feel like I want to put something there. It's just, I don't know if it's just a guy thing, but I feel like I need to fill it. Nothing.
You know, Steve, sometimes you write your own stuff. I don't even have to add 2 cents to that. You already know what you said was wrong.
Okay, anyways. Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
Hey, my name is Arnes.
And today we'll be going over the Sentinel Nausicaa Valley of the Wind Ohmu.
Whoa. Sir, take it back a step.
Okay.
Starship Troopers, man. Come on. Get your monsters right. God.
Which Starship Troopers, though?
I would say anime, maybe.
It kind of would have to be, because, like, the thing is, like, Arnes had it, when he posted it on her Instagram, he's like, it's a Starship Troopers, and then everybody's like, which I knew.
I knew
as I look at you.
But the whole point of it is to trick people. I do it all the time. If you notice on our thing, I always put in wrong stuff.
It kind of looks like a. If anything, this one I would think would almost be like the third movie, because it's like a brain bug.
Yeah,
but just with the hard exterior instead of the thing.
Oh God, the third.
But anyways, if you guys didn't know what this actually is from, it's from Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, the Miyazaki film. And great movie. Love the film. So I like picking up monster stuff. So we decided to grab this guy. Though I will say, I thought it was going to be a little bigger.
For the price you paid, which we're going to get into that, Steve, I think it's over-exaggerated.
It was $300. $300 I paid for this guy.
I think I just pushed out a kidney stone.
Granted, we'll go over some of the reasons why it's so high, but we'll get to that here in a few. But main reason, again, just really like the anime. But anyways, without further ado, for the packaging anyways, get a picture of the Ohmu on the front. The box is in a dark green. Top got a little bit of an illustration. So, well, I guess it's a photo of the figure, but they did like a filter. That's what I'm looking for.
Is there a meaning for that box being like that ugly green color? Is that from the show or something that I don't know about?
Nah, I think it's just the design choices.
Oh.
We got it on here. I think that's the guy that made it, if I'm not mistaken. On the bottom, just shows you some of the stuff it can do. A bunch of legal mumbo jumbo stuff I can't understand. But anyways, since he's opened up out of his cardboard prison, let's get into him. Alright, so now that we got the Ohmu opened up out of its cardboard prison, first and foremost, it feels weird holding onto this thing because it's almost like a living thing.
It looks weird.
It kind of like curls around you. He's just like, hey, how you going? I like the snuggles.
The worst thing, though, is like just imagining all those little legs crawling on your arms. Oh.
It feels like it.
Ugh.
To be fair. But anyways, I guess we'll go over the gimmicks first. And by gimmicks, I mean articulation, and then we'll get into the detailing. Because you'll see currently, it's got angry eyes. Like this is when, towards the later portion of the movie, when the Ohmus rampage and
super angry.
Yep, super angry. But if you don't want your Ohmu angry, you can rotate the eyes and make them blue. And each one of these can do this.
Ugh.
So you got 14 eyeballs.
My only fear is just it takes one and mess up and one of those eyeballs break and you're screwed. You're screwed.
One of these is just permanently angry or sad.
Yeah.
I don't know, it seems pretty durable. Like some of these are a little stiffer than others. But for the most part, like doing this, I don't feel like I'm really going to break anything.
Worst case scenario, you can just say one eye got a pink eye.
Right? We stop playing the poo. How many times we got to keep telling you? But other than that, most everything else about this is articulation, because one of the reasons why this thing's so expensive is because of the crazy amount of articulation. Because, like for, say, like on a neck of Godzilla tail, you have, Godzilla has like each section, like segmented section on his tail, but on the actual tail for the figure, not each section is going to be an articulated joint, you know? Monster, it's a little bit of a different situation, but like, say like NECA, they, like the 89 doesn't do that. Well, this, every little armor plate is its own joint, so this is a joint here. There's a joint here. Like this all shifts. This shifts. This shifts. This shifts. Like everything shifts. Even the stupid little butt back here shifts.
Do you know what kind of pain in the butt that must have been to assemble that?
Right?
How many of them broke during the assembly? Oh.
I'm sure might have been some issues. But a lot of this is so, like, say if you're doing stop motion, like for this, it can move in and out. So it can do the worm motion. If you guys ever picked up the Monster Arts Mothra sets, like the Mothra does this too, to a smaller extent. But you can wiggle it side to side, move it up, move it down. Like, it's a super posable figure. And then, for each of these little legs here, every single little leg is its own little posable joint. There is a different amount of posability for each one. Like, for these 4 here, it looks like you get 1, 2, 3 articulated joints. Because the base is on a ball joint, and then you get hinge joints to move these. So on these 4 here, the front ones, they kind of connect. So you get the ball joint at the base, and then it splits off into the 2, and then you get your 1, 2 joints. That does that for the entirety of the mouth section here. Then you get 4 more over here. And then the little guys here, only from what I can tell, are 1 joint. But for every 2... Oh, no, you get a hinge. There's a hinge, and then there's a ball joint. Sorry, there's a hinge here, and then there's a ball joint at the base of the body. So these are all, so every 2 is individually posable as well.
That is a lot.
Going all the way down. So this clump of 3 is only 1 jointed. Everything else, like if you want to spend time sitting here and moving this thing all individually going along the thing, you can do it. And that's kind of what makes this guy expensive, because just like each of these sections had to be engineered in order to do that. You could kind of see, looking inside of it, all the plastic and the amount of work it took to kind of get it to where it is. And it's also just, it's a hefty boy. Like, for a Monster Arts, this thing probably by itself weighs as much as the Biollante. Which Biollante is about $300.
Yeah, Biollante, like 3, 4 of those guys fit in her.
It's because of the tentacles, mainly. The tentacles make it appear bigger.
That's okay.
The base, I would say she's maybe a slightly bigger than this. Slightly. But weight-wise, this guy's very comparable. But that's pretty much it for the articulation. So, there's a ton here. One thing I will say is there's a crap ton of articulation on this guy, but like, how much does it really wow me? The main wow factor is that it can do this.
Does it go back by itself, or do you push it back?
I push it back.
Okay.
It's not like an accordion.
That's gonna say it'd be great.
But I'm not certain why. Like, it's cool that all the little legs are posable. It's pretty cool. But did it need to be posable?
They could have saved $100, some odd dollars, you know.
If this was just like each of these legs, like if they just made one mold and just a ton of them.
Yeah. But then I could
like these front legs, I kind of like would be cool. But like the engineering that took to do these ones in the back is awesome. But maybe not the most practical thing. Like that, if cost effectiveness wise, I think that probably would maybe have been the part I would have skipped on a bit.
But then I can see our video. Man, I would have paid extra money if all these legs were movable and had joints in them.
You know, once you get to a certain point, you don't want to pay any more money. Like a extra beam effect on a $70 figure. All right, you know, I'll give you $10. You know, when this thing was $300 or $300
for some extra.
I'm looking for some ways to get this thing not to be $300. You know. I could get the Series S.
Yeah.
For that same price.
Honestly, when I seen it and when you were talking about it, I thought it was way bigger than this.
I did think it was going to be bigger. Because to me, it sounded like it was going to be like 12. I guess I probably read it wrong, but I thought it was going to be like 12 inches tall, yeah. And then
Not 12 inches
not
long.
12 inches long, and he's about the same size as Monster Arts. But anyways, detail-wise, like, it looks phenomenal. Like, the scaling on the armor, you can see each of the individual little grooves. He's got the little spiky protrusions coming along the sides all the way down. You also get one on the top section here. Then it does have like a couple on the top here, but it's pretty much like the outer three each have like their own little row, and then these ones,
random ones.
Yeah, it's just smooth all the way down. But the face looks really cool. Got the little legs here again, like we mentioned, they split off into two. The bottom down here
looks weird.
Looks gross. It's got the little fluff here. Man, could you imagine? Okay, so now we're getting to like expensive reason. If this was actually like fluff,
oh man,
kind of to make it look more like kind of like a suit, if you will. Looks awesome though, because you even got like the scaling, the exoskeleton on the bottom here, coming all the way down. Again, it's like in each of these sections are their own thing. Like these even move.
Looks like it would be like you poke yourself on it.
I am poking myself quite a bit on this thing. I will say that. But that's pretty much it. Like it's just like the exoskeleton's cool. It's got a lot of really nice detailing. It's got little legs. Like, yeah, there's not really much here. Going over the articulation, the coloring on this guy is more of like an olive green, where you get it's kind of like a sandy color, dry brushed over some of the sections here.
Steve, do you have any male
make it stand out a little better?
What's his name? Do you have a Leo figure?
A Leo? Yeah, they're more specific than that. There's a lot of Leos. The Vine, like the Bandai.
Perfect. I know a skit.
I'm scared.
He's going to try to help her repopulate their population. He's going to be like, wrong monster. It'd be great.
Please don't violate me, Mothra.
That's why I said you got a male. We need a male.
He's just gonna be like, just swoops in and just be all like, hey, you know when hentai's no means yes. He'd be like, uh-oh. But anyways, yeah, cool figure. And for quick comparisons here, we have the Sentinel Ohmu compared next to the only other Sentinel I have in my collection, the Shiryu, the Godzilla Evangelion crossover figure, and the SH Monstars Rathalos from Monster Hunter. And here is some SH Monsters figures with the Godzilla anime figure and the Gigan from Final Wars. Here's some other giant monster figures with the NECA Ultimate Strike Eureka from Pacific Rim and the Good Smiles Gigantech Gridman from SS Gridman. And here's some other random figures in my collection with the Star Wars The Black Series, The Mandalorian, Speeder Bike with Scout Trooper and the Child, and the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Zeo Red. And here's some more random figures with the Reborn X-Rex and the Marvel Legends Venom from the movie Venom. Alright, so overall for the Sentinel Ohmu figure, this ain't like, I don't know, the more that we talked about it, because it wasn't our disappointing list, and I still feel a bit disappointed with it, because for the amount I spent on it, I was expecting to be a little bit more blown away. But the more you mess around with it, the more you kind of see why that you had to put so much investment into the figure.
No, I see where the money came from, but it was a stupid reason. Like, they could have dumbed this down, saved $100 easily, and would have sold way more.
That's true. Like, if the cost was down more, it definitely would make it more accessible. But like the heftier and stuff, like there's a lot to this, and like if you compare it to like some of the higher end monsters, like this thing still like has the same kind of bulk weight as those figures. Like we mentioned with the Biollante, like this thing is about the same heft as the Biollante, but Biollante just is more impressive looking on your shelf.
Yeah, but you had $100 or $200 and you could buy an Xbox Burning. You know.
Actually, for the same price, I could have gotten cheaper Xbox. I would have saved money. I was like, if I want a 30 cent or 25 or 30, I could probably still get it for the same price or a little less, especially the 25.
Why? No.
It's mainly, I feel like for this guy, you have to really like Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind.
This better be your top-notch TV show for you to buy this.
Movie. It was a movie.
Sorry.
God. But if you really like those, I would recommend it. Now, I know there's also the, I don't know the specific name, but it's like the giant dragonfly-looking monster. We skipped out on that guy because getting this guy shipped was terrifying, so we decided just to hold off on that and maybe see if I could find one. And I almost don't feel like I need it now.
Why?
Because it was more expensive.
No.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So again, if you really like the movies, I'd recommend getting it. If you just kind of like, you enjoy the movie, but you just kind of enjoy the movie, it's a pretty easy pass at that point. Like, you gotta be hard in the Miyazaki's. But anyways, what do you guys think? If you guys picked up this figure, what's your favorite Miyazaki film? Or is... trying to think of an anime. Movies. Go.
Princess Mononoke?
That's a Miyazaki film. No, we need something that's not Miyazaki, Arnes.
Wait, I got you.
Are the Dragon Ball Z movies more your thing? That's also Miyazaki, right? So I'm going to cut you off. Anyways, help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys like to keep up to date with the channel. Donate, we greatly appreciate it. And see you guys in the next movie.
Video.
Next movie it is. Video. Bye-bye.